I'm Ann Marie Flanagan, and with just days left to the general election, I want to wish every candidate the best of luck. Campaigning takes courage and dedication. And as we look beyond the general election to the Seanad elections, I am asking for your support. I am asking you, as elected representatives, councillors, TDs and senators, to vote No.1 for me, Ann Marie Flanagan, on the administrative panel. So why? Because I want to work with you to ensure that equality and human rights for deaf and disabled children, adults and our families are central to our national conversations, policies and decision making. When we talk about housing, the cost of living, transport, education, climate change, disabled people and our families should be part of these discussions, not an afterthought, not separate, but integral to the solutions. Take the cost of living, for example. Imagine if during debates and in manifestos it addressed the cost of disability as outlined in the Indicon report, or when discussing the housing crisis, that the 1,300 young disabled people in nursing homes were included in that debate, those waiting for the opportunity to live independently in their own communities. And when discussing education, that when we referred to disabled children, that we were talking about reasonable accommodation and mechanisms to ensure that all children reach their full potential, not just reference disabled children in regard to waiting lists of assessment of need and the lack of SNAs. These issues are not separate. We're not separate. We're deeply connected. I want to bring my expertise and my lived experience as a disabled woman who uses personal assistance and a motorised wheelchair, and my van is adapted and my home is accessible. I want to bring that to the Seanad to work with you to humanise and reframe how disabled people are considered and prioritised. This isn't at all about pointing fingers of criticism. It's actually about partnership. It's about working together to ensure that the legislation, policies and funding models reflect the human rights principles of equality and inclusion. So I ask you kindly for your No.1 vote.